Hello farmers, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Salt is your first aid when it comes to treating your fish pond. Maybe your catfish are affected with one disease or the other. Either they are having white patches in their body, maybe in their mouth and in their tails, or maybe they are dying and you really don't know what is wrong with them, or possibly something is just wrong that you don't even know, or maybe your water is not healthy. The first thing you're going to do is you drain out the water. So after that, you think about salt. So what is the work of salt when it comes to treating our fish pond or treating our fish, catfish? Let me put it that way. So what is the benefit and what is the importance? Why is it necessary and why is it important to use salt? You know, when we tell people my fish are doing this, they will tell you use salt. When you tell them they are and the disease are not the same, but they will keep on telling you use salt. So why is it always salt? Before I go into the video, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell to get notified when next we drop a new content for you. The reason why it is always salt is because salt neutralizes whatever thing that is inside your water. If you have your fish inside your ponds, either it is concrete pond, your tarpaulin pond, or your earthen pond, the first thing people will tell you is to apply salt. So they believe salt will neutralize whatever disease that is inside, but it cannot finish up everything, but at least it will help you neutralize. It will tackle those things before you use the real medication, the medication that will help you stop what is killing your fish or what is affecting your fish. Although there are some diseases that your salt can cure at the same time without needing any other extra medication. Don't forget, have this in mind: if you use salt and what you are curing doesn't stop within 2 days, then you should seek more advice or look for more medication you can use to treat that problem. But usually salt is the first aid. Salt is very important when it comes to treating fish in our fish pond. That is why we consider salt as the basic first aid to take when it comes to tackling any disease we have inside our fish pond. Your fish may be sick, you may not know the source of the sickness, they may be affected with one disease or the other, but people will tell you use salt. Why is it always salt? Because they believe that is the first thing you are going to do. Like I told you, the work that your salt will do, it will work from top of your water to the bottom of your water, which means whatever thing that is inside the pond, either it is disease, both of them will face together and tackle each other. It will first of all help you to neutralize the problem that is inside the water before you get to treat your water. That is why it is very important. Whenever time your fish are sick, you don't need to be running up and down at first to be calling people on what to do and what not to do. The first thing you need to do is to find your salt. You don't have to be a novice running after people all the time when it comes to, treating your catfish. Maybe when they are dying, your chests are going to be up and you are going to be worried. So the first thing you should think about is to find salt. You can see the way I spray the salt inside the water. So it is very simple. You just do it at the side of the pond and also in the middle of the pond. Your salt will fight the disease that is inside the water. It might not be the disease the salt is going to tackle, like the salt may not be the solution to the real disease, but at least it will help you fight it a little bit before your medication will be able to quench or stop the problem. So you find the salt and you sprinkle it on top of the water. If your salt is slow, if your salt is not up to the quantity of water you have inside your fish pond, then you should know you are going to reduce the water before you use the salt. And after you reduce the water to a half level, maybe half, maybe a little bit lower, when you reduce, then you use the salt, you apply the salt. When it's dry season, please wake up early in the morning from something like that 6-7 and finish up your work between that 7 to 9. You give them salt. If your fish are inside the sun, increase the water a little bit and leave it till evening before you fill it up to the normal level. But if your pond are not under sun, you can just leave it at the level you put the salt till evening time, then you fill it up. But please be very careful. I don't really know how to tell you the quantity of salt you are going to use, but me, I use eye gauge. When I see pond, you can see the pond I use 3 or 4 that Dangote salt, 4 of it. But in case you get industrial salt, you can use something like that 5 tin milk. That cup, you use 5 of it, you measure 5 or 2 of it, and you put inside the pond, like the size of the pond that I put the salt. You put it inside that size of pond, like 5 tin cup of the salt measured. And if you have something more than that, you can actually use a whole Congo, a whole mudu. If yours is mudu, if yours is Congo, you can use a whole mudu or a whole Congo of the distance. If the water is filled up enough, you can put it. It will fight it very well. So after you apply the salt like that, wait till evening before you fill it up. And take note of this: whenever time you want to treat your fish, don't give them anything in the morning, and also in the afternoon don't give them anything, and in the evening don't give them anything. In short, throughout the day, don't let them eat anything. The second day, you can now continue to treat your fish. If your fish are going to be treated the second day or the third day, be rest assured that your fish are not going to eat throughout that very 3 days. They are not going to die. They are going to be okay. And the fourth day, if you give them the feed, they will pick up again and they will start doing well. Remember, what you are fighting is to treat the disease. It doesn't matter if your fish eat or not, they are going to be fine if the treatment works on them. So that is the reason why salt is the basic first aid to be used in all catfish farm. If you are into this business, you should have your salt available at any time, because emergency can rise at any time, and the first thing you are going to think of when it comes to treating your fish is the salt. So that is the reason why salt shouldn't be absent in your farm. Consider salt as your first aid medicine. Have it in your farm at any time. And for those people asking me for organic treatment, I don't really deal with anything organic. So I deal with using the medicine, using salt and treating them naturally, refreshing the water and every other thing. Don't forget, my name is Simeon O. James. I am your youngest farmer in Nigeria. So that is the work that salt do in catfish farming. Don't forget, have salt in your farm, and when you have any problem, just apply the process I said. Is either you reduce or you use quantity of the salt that will suit the quantity of the water you have inside your pond. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you so much. I pray that we all make profit in all our fish farming.